Well, Kevin, I know it was exciting last week when you and I picked up that Playboy together, boy. I tell you what, looking good. It's China. Oh, speaking of looking good, hello.
Introducing first, accompanied by Rich Willis at a combined weight of 629 pounds, Test Albert TNA.
Well, Trish is looking great. In fact, she kind of looks like JR there with her kind of that Stetson hat on. Speaking of JR, you can see he's the king every Monday, 9, 8 Central on Raw's new home, TNN. Mark it down in your books.
Of course, we want to thank all the great fans who made this past Monday's Raw another record-setting performance on TNN.
And of course, the biggest thing I could think of coming out of Raw this Monday, and aside from Stone Cold Steve Austin, has to be Kurt Angle now, the #1 contender in a victory. And certainly this whole situation with Kurt and Stephanie and Triple H, the game's focus, I don't think, has been on the title, although he wanted to get back there this Monday on Raw.
Well, I think really he feels like, Triple H said, it feels like Stephanie's really been a liability, not an asset. But as Kurt Angle told Stephanie on SmackDown, you know, he feels like she is an asset. And Kurt Angle now wants Stephanie to be at ringside with him every time he competes. And when he asked Stephanie to do that, she looked a little bit like she wanted to, but she was reluctant.
Oh, well, this is J.R. Ryder in first against Albert.
Oh, wow.
Trying to carry the fight to the big man, but now on the receiving end of a whole lot of punishment.
I tell you what, he talked about some of the great tag teams here in the WWF, and certainly every tag team has to raise their level, TNA being one of those teams. And right now, Kevin, they look more aggressive than I think I've ever seen them before.
Well, I think that TNA knows that they hold such a physical advantage over the Hardy Boys. They'd love to take the title from them.
Wow, take a look at this.
Coach!
Albert, oh my goodness! Turn your heads if you don't. Oh my goodness, J.R. Ryder. Can you imagine what was going through his head being up there by Albert, now both Test and Albert and Test and Albert up J.R. Ryder. Damn! Wow. Test in absolutely phenomenal shape. And he says, I've had enough of this guy. Bring me in Vincent Goodnight.
Oh, yeah, and Teddy Long making sure there's an official tag there.
Yeah, that matters, Teddy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. What a big power slam by Test. And, wow, Trish absolutely loves it. Did you notice she was looking at me a couple minutes ago?
No, I didn't notice that at all.
No. Pay attention.
Come on, Kev, get him out of the car.
Listen,
Wow.
don't try to snow me like you do Hayes every week.
Here's the Test. Vincent Goodnight in the corner. Oh, wow, what a big elbow to the face of Test. You know, we mentioned Billy Gunn earlier, and the fact that Billy Gunn claims he saw the car that night that ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin last year's Survivor Series. What we can't get lost in the whole scenario is that Billy Gunn said the driver had blonde hair.
Yeah.
But we don't know who the driver was.
And we still don't know, and you got to wonder what's going to happen in that investigation next as Test almost cradles Ryder off the top rope.
Oh, wow. What a nice tag team maneuver, but Test kicks out in a big way.
First time Test had been taken off his feet.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Trish applauding her approval of her very good tag team here, Test and Albert. Now, J.R. Ryder, he wants out. He wants no part of it. I don't know that Vincent Goodnight does either.
Well, I can tell you that one man who is definitely not a suspect now, I guess you could say, in running over Stone Cold Steve Austin would be Albert. I mean, no blonde hair on that big man.
You know, we mentioned that Kurt Angle now the #1 contender for the WWF title, but we don't know who he'll face right now. He would face The Rock, who is the WWF champion.
Oh,
But
wait a minute, look at this.
Oh my goodness. 6'6", 350 pounds of Albert slingshotting Vincent Goodnight with the help of Trish into that middle rope. Oh my goodness.
Well, this is an absolute massacre here on Jakked. Now, I know, of course, you know, The Rock defended that title against Kane, defended the World Wrestling Federation Championship on SmackDown, but it was Rikishi that got the disqualification win for Kane, as Rikishi's interference really trying to go after Kane, I think left The Rock a little bit perplexed.
Certainly, you know, The Rock didn't want to retain the title that way. You know, he's certainly pleased. Wow, nice move by Vincent Goodnight. The Rock's certainly pleased that he's able to still have the title around his waist, but he didn't want to win it that way.
Tag made now, Ryder's in, and Ryder and Vincent Goodnight have done their best to try to counteract the onslaught from TNA.
Wow. You talk about everybody that has Stone Cold Steve Austin's ire right now. What about it stunning all the right to censor Eddie Guerrero? And what about China smiling at Stone Cold? Oh my goodness, what a power bomb
as Trish,
by Test.
Yeah, and on the other side, right in front of us, Plus, Trish yanks down Ryder from the apron. Mean streak in that lady.
You know what? Sometimes, oh my goodness, J.R. Ryder running right into the right hand of Test, and now finds his way into the ring. Now both J.R. Ryder and Vincent Goodnight in the ring. Oh, my God.
No.
God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This has got to be it. He can't possibly get up. Oh.
Here are your winners, TNA.
Test absolutely putting the boot to the face of J.R. Ryder. Take a look at it one more time, Kevin.
Yeah, a little emphasis there from Albert. Oh, Ryder's definitely got some soul now. As Test and Albert put a little stank on this one.
Wow. With a little bit of help from that lady right there, she will do whatever it takes to have her boys win a match. Well, Kevin, still to come. The Gothic one makes his return to Jakked. Will the creatures of the night rule this week?
We'll find out what happens in that one with Gangrel. Plus, the high-flying S.A. Rios will be in action. He'll swoop in on us a little later on.
But first, Stephanie and her husband, The Game, are at odds again. Will the Olympic hero make his final move? Stay tuned. Highlights are next.